You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Welcome back to Miles from Main Street. We're throwing it back this week and doing a good old-fashioned trivia episode.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las
This here's a wild ride of
Hello, Stewart. How has your week been?
Very good. How are you, Brian?
I am doing well. Dealing with a sick child today, so that's been fun.
That's no bueno. It's always hard.
It is. She seems to be starting to be feeling better, so fingers crossed that it continues that way.
Fingers crossed. Hope it works
crossed. Yeah, so we're going to do some trivia today.
Trivia, yes.
Now, Mikhailo and I would do these every so often, and it became a staple for quite a while, but it's been a while since we've done a trivia episode, and you made a spot appearance at one point, and did some trivia when I was just doing some ask 5 questions type thing that we would take at the end of episodes. And you did fairly well. So now you get to do the full episode thing. We'll see how
now I get to do the full episode thing. Yes. Yes.
So we'll see who wins. I have a feeling with your competitive fire that
we'll see.
Difficult.
We'll see. Only when it comes to baseball and Lorcana cards.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, before we get into that, please like and subscribe to the show on your podcast app or on YouTube, and be sure to share it with your friends and family. Remember, new episodes every Tuesday. And also on Fridays, find the Disney Dash, a short form podcast with my daughter Mia, where she is talking Disney from A to Z from a kid's perspective. Missed this past week of the Disney Dash due to this illness. So we will.
That illness is going around. It made its way all the way up here. So don't. I'm sorry that you guys missed it, but that's okay. It's better that she's feeling better. So.
Yeah. Well, I have a few things to go through here. We have a couple of texts on the text line.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thanks to people for using the text line. Keep it up.
Yes, and the link to do that is right in the show notes. You can right at the top. You can just click that link, send us a text, and we get it. It happens right. It happens immediately. We've tested it, and we get it as soon as you send it. So,
and also, if you make comments in the YouTube feed, that would be cool too. We'll read those. So
absolutely, comment. Or even out on Facebook if you have anything to say there on Instagram. We definitely will read them here too. So
we'll find them all. Don't worry about it. Tell us, get in touch with us however you want to get in touch with us. We'll figure it out.
Exactly. I mean, more importantly, we just want to chat with you. So if you have things to tell us, we'd love to hear it. All right. The first one. My worry is when they ruin a collection. Starting with my first trip to the world, I started collecting baseballs with the year of the trip, and I had an awesome display. I even used them to remember past trips. Then they discontinued them, and the run ended on a trip. Now they are back, and I'm just grumpy about it since I can't make a true run since there were trips when the balls didn't exist. I loved those balls. They were cheap. No other adult really collected them, and they were tied to memories. Signed, Cubs 2025 Central Champs.
Well, I'm sorry that the Cubs 2025 Central Champs are actually the inferior team to the 2025 Los Angeles Dodgers, but I appreciate your willingness to buy baseballs.
Being a Brewers fan, who grew up a Cubs fan, I have an indifference to this.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, I live closer to the Chicago Cubs than I live to the Los Angeles Dodgers. But my blood bleeds blue because that's that's what it is.
It is what it is.
And it's the Dodgers won the World Series, so have the Cubs won the World Series lately? I don't know. Not lately.
Oh,
This is not a sports podcast. This is just Disney. Okay, moving right along.
Well,
2025
is into his point about collections, right? Like, yes. It is difficult to do something like that due to environment changes, sales things.
Yeah.
Disney had a huge market for the globes. Oh my goodness, snow globes.
Yeah.
They had a huge market for that.
Yeah.
And after 9/11, when you couldn't take more than 3 ounces of a liquid on to something, it effectively killed it. I remember seeing snow globes without any water in them. And
really?
Yeah. And I remember seeing that, and it's like, oh, because you can't fly with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, that effectively killed that market, because you would go to Disney World and not be able to take it home with you. So
what I like about, what gives me hope about some of these collection things is how they'll reuse them. Because there's the adage that no good idea is ever dead at Disney, right?
Right.
I don't know if that's the saying, but that's the idea. And so you have something like Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, which was the collectible cards, which we're going to have to do an episode about that someday, just pulling from our memories. But you would go to the firehouse and you'd get your collectible cards, right? And then you'd go and play them around the park. Well, now we have Lorcana, which is built on the shoulders of Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. So now, instead of going to the firehouse and getting cards, I just go to Walmart and buy way more and spend a lot of money on it. So I like how, what I'm trying to say is how collections morph into something bigger. So maybe Cubs fan 2025, you'll get your baseballs soon.
Well, he does say they're back, but he's just upset about it now. So
yes, well,
yeah.
You'll get them next year. Isn't that what the Cubs fans say?
Oh my goodness! No, they just like to blame Steve Bartman.
Sure.
All right, so the next one we have is, not since the Eternals have I had this level of excitement for a Marvel movie. And that's super sad, since we just had a new level of excitement with the big screen return of foul-mouthed Marvel Messiah and his short Canadian pal. I imagine he is talking about the good old Merc with a mouth, Deadpool, and Wolverine.
Yeah.
But it feels like we lost the excitement even with the sightings of Hulk Solo. Sadly, I think the not Suicide Squad will get the same sort of reception until we get to the sea. My goodness, there's a lot of insider stuff here.
Oh, I'll decode it all. It's okay. Keep going.
Until we get to see Rita Lorian and his family's full story and the return of the real Marvel savior RDJ. Signed, the Welcome to Level 7 co-founder.
All right. Pull up a chair. Okay, so this I know, I'm fairly confident it's from a certain Mr. Daniel Butcher, Dandy Daniel Butcher, as he is want to be called sometimes.
Dandy Daniel
Butcher. So what's interesting about that is he and Ben Avery were co-hosted this podcast called Welcome to Level 7. It's a great show. I've been on it. I've been on it for a long, long time, and I have co-hosted many years. And I wasn't able to be on the most recent episode of the show because I did not go see Captain America 4 yet. I know I'm look at my shirt. I'm even a bad Marvel I just had
Captain America shirt.
Oh yes. For the people listening, I'm wearing a Captain America shirt. I just haven't seen it yet because life, man, it's life. And so yes. So what he's referring to is, we just came off of Deadpool and Wolverine. You would think people would be all over seeing Captain America 4, and to his dismay, or not dismay, but the opposite of his point is a lot of people did see Captain America 4. It made more money than Winter Soldier, and it has the only one it didn't make more money than was Civil War, because Civil War was essentially Avengers 2.5. So, but the point is, he and Daniel would go back and forth. No, he and Ben would go back and forth about the Merc with the Mouth. And Ben does not like Deadpool. He saw Deadpool and Wolverine because, and you can listen to that episode over there, because it was the first time Deadpool was in the MCU. He did not. Well, I don't know if he didn't like it, but it certainly wasn't his cup of tea. But Daniel has been a Merc with the Mouth fan forever, right? Okay. And so then let's see, what else did he talk about? The not Suicide Squad, that's Thunderbolts asterisk, that we don't know about anything yet, or why there's an asterisk. But apparently Kevin Feige is going to tell us. And then Mando, what did he call him?
Reed-Lorian,
which is Pedro Pascal, which is the voice of Mandalorian.
Right, and and also the face of the Mandalorian.
Yes, the face of the Mandalorian.
Takes his helmet off, but yes, and he's playing,
once per season he takes his helmet off.
And he's playing Richard Reed, right? Richard, yes.
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards. I'm sorry.
Reed
yes,
Richards. That's okay. In the new Fantastic Four movie,
yes.
Which that's going to be, I think that's going to be really cool.
Would you say it's going to be fantastic?
Yes. Times 4. What I'm excited for that movie is, I think it's going to be a return to a smaller but bigger MCU movie, which I know sounds weird, right? But you look at the first Captain America movie, you look at the first Iron Man movie, you look at the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I think is the one I'm most attaching to it. The difference being Fantastic Four is a known property, Guardians of the Galaxy nobody had ever heard of until James Gunn was like, let's make a Guardians movie, and then it blew socks off people. So you look at those, they're small, but they're big, right? I think Fantastic Four is going to be small but big at the same time. It's going to be very intimate with all the characters in it that that Marvel fans have known and loved for a long time, and it's going to be big for the movie people. And we know that Marvel works really well on the big screen, and they haven't quite cracked the code. They're very, very close on the small screen. And so I think that's where Fantastic Four is going to really shine. And then we have to wait until Doomsday comes back, which whatever. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Yes, and I would have to say that I am equally as excited for this Captain America movie, which I haven't gone and seen, and we'll wait for Disney Plus, as I was for Eternals, which was slim to none. So
I was actually really excited for Eternals because I was in the Marvel sort of zeitgeist bubble thing. I was all up in it and ready to go, and we were podcasting on it, and I was in the lane with Marvel. Yeah, it wasn't great, but I thought it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I haven't seen it since then, so maybe it's time for a rewatch. But it's still a good show. I liked it. Or movie.
Yeah, I was kind of lost, but
That's a different show on ABC.
Oh, right. So anyway, yes, thank you, Mr. Daniel, for sending us a text, and to Mr. Cubs Central Champs.
Thank you as well.
May all your hopes and dreams be your hopes and dreams.
Dashed by the Los Angeles Dodgers.
You're throwing barbs, man. I don't know. All right.
Only baseball and Lorcana, guys. I don't understand it either.
We got one more here. One
Okay.
more. This one's from the YouTubes, and it's actually from Jason, who, after I finished reading the comment, realized he directed the play that Mia was in. So, first of all, Jason, Thank you so much for watching the show. I really appreciate that. Great video. It was great having your daughter in the play. Definitely hope she does more. My oldest and I are getting ready to drive down to Disney World to take her to DCP. Do you know what DCP is, Stewart?
Is that the Disney College Program?
It is the Disney College Program. So it was good to listen here and get some ideas. Thanks. Jason, you're very welcome. And as I said, thank you. Yeah,
Jason.
Our recent driving episode that I would really think was really well done by us, if I could say so myself. But I was really excited to do that. And Jason, I really hope you have some great ideas on where to stop along the way now. And I'd love to hear from you when you get back, how it went. More importantly, for your daughter, I'm very excited for her to get down there and start making magic.
Yes. And I hope my children go to college so that they can go to the college program. That's, I mean, also whatever, get a better job and live a happier life. Sure. But also you should go to the college program.
Yes, I definitely, Jason, would love to compare notes with you at some point.
Yeah.
My daughter is looking at doing it in the spring of 2026. So it would be great to hear your experience, how things have gone and how she's doing, just so that I can prepare myself and my daughter for it. So,
right.
Yeah.
And Jason, if you ever, I am also a theater director, producer type person. So if you ever want to compare notes, you know how to get in touch with us, because I'd love to sit and chat and talk about, challenges and successes and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, multifold type of comment.
Yes.
So yes, once again, hit us up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or the text line, and we'd love to chat with you. All right. 18 minutes into the show.
Well, we had business to take care of.
We did, and I really love that happened, because it's nice to be talking to people and chat. Yeah, it's awesome.
And I'm glad to see that we're starting to get, a couple of different people sort of engaging the conversation. That's what we do. Yeah, it's wonderful to sit and talk to you, Brian. It absolutely is. It's also wonderful to sit and talk with other people in the community. So.
Well, and honestly, when we first started this, it was let's get together and talk and just record it and have some fun. And as we kept going, it was, I want more people to talk to. I want to see people in the community and get to know other people and have conversations, whether they're debates or not, but have conversations about Disney. In my previous life, I was a Pez collector and had a wonderful time collecting Pez and talked to many people, ran my own convention for that for the same reason. Just wanted to get to meet other people and get to know other people. And so that did that. And I'm hoping we can continue doing that here. So yeah, absolutely. Let us know how it's going, people. Love to talk to you.
I also really appreciate that this show is, northern central Wisconsin sort of hyper focused. Not necessarily exclusive, but it's cool that people from northern Wisconsin, Green Bay area are actually communicating and talking with us, because I think there's a shared similarity, right? We were able to provide Jason a service with driving down to Disney in such a timely manner. And if you are from, this sort of area, absolutely get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. We'll, we can do the Midwest goodbye all day long.
Yeah. My wife actually mentioned to me the other day that she's been noticing that she does actually do the Midwest goodbye initiate. Like she notices she'll slap her knee. Well,
yep.
I suppose.
Tell your folks I said hi.
All right. It's trivia time. Let's
trivia time. Okay.
All right. We each have 5 questions, and we will switch off. There might be some chatter around the question, and we will keep track to see who wins. It'll be me.
What? It'll be you? Is that what you said?
You didn't hear anything? Nothing?
I didn't hear anything. Okay.
Oh.
Why don't you go first with your first question?
All right. I'll do that. All right.
Okay.
Which Fantasyland attraction replaced the legendary Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at the Magic Kingdom?
Oh. Was it the new Snow White Dark Ride?
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
It is not the Snow White Dark.
Oh. Okay. What was it?
It was Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Boopity boo.
So, do you know about the nod to Mr. Toad in that ride?
I know about the nod to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in that ride.
That is
you anyway.
That's in the tree in the queue, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The Nautilus is like in the tree inside or whatever. But I don't know the nod to Mr. Toad in that ride.
So as you go into the second room,
Mm-hmm.
the doors are opening, you go through and you kind of look back over your left shoulder and there will be a picture and it's Mr. Toad handing the deed over to
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think I do remember that, but it's been a while since I've been on the Winnie the Pooh ride at Walt Disney World. And the Winnie the Pooh ride is not at Disneyland, right? No, I don't
is
think
at
it is.
Disneyland. And if you want the trivia bit for that ride, is that it used to be where the Country Bears were. And I've only seen this once on video. I didn't know about it when I was there. So I'm not exactly sure which room it is, but if you look up as you go into a room and look at the wall above you, behind
Oh, yeah.
you, the moose heads from Country Bears are up there.
I'm only half a moose.
So
I missed me some Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah, I do like the new version, albeit different, but
okay.
You're 0-1, Stewart. Good start.
My own one. How tall is Spaceship Earth?
I hate number games. Let's see. I want to say it is. I'm gonna say it's about 150. Somewhere in that
180.
area. It is 180. I didn't think it was quite that tall.
So it doesn't need its little flashing red light, which Tower of Terror needs because it's 199 3/4 or something.
Tower of Terror does not need it either because
that's right, because it's 199 3/4. That's right. I apologize. But it doesn't need its little flashing red light.
Right. 200 is the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's 200 above sea level, by the way. It's not 200 above the ground. It's 200 above sea level.
Really?
No, that's not true either. Never
That doesn't
mind.
sound
I
right.
take that back. I take that back. One of the stats I was reading said it was 180 feet above sea level. I'm like, wait, no, that's wrong. Wait, that doesn't.
Because every house in Denver would then need a
Right,
light
right. Leave the light on in Denver. Motel 6. I'm Tumbo Dad. Okay,
on. All right.
so we're 0-0. Got it.
Yeah. That was something that you and I did not talk about. We don't normally go with the numbers game. Although I will give the height number is fine. The type of things like how many people visited the Magic Kingdom in the year 2012, like no one knows that, no one cares, right? Like those are the types of numbers things I don't like to do. But
so I have one other question that might fall into that category, and I will beg forgiveness and
hey, like I said, we didn't talk about it before. I didn't give any rules, so here we go. All right. What is the name of the audio animatronic singer and organist who performs daily at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe?
Oh, what's his name?
The crazy crooner from Unork.
He's got like 3 hands, right? He's playing a big piano. Oh, what's his name? And it's not Cosmic Ray.
It is not Cosmic Ray. You are right.
Oh, what's his? I don't remember his name.
You're going to hit yourself.
Yeah.
His name. Accurate. Do you want to take any guesses?
No.
Okay. His name is Sunny Eclipse.
Sunny Eclipse. Yes. He
has a 30-minute set that you can enjoy while eating.
A very delicious meal, by the by. I mean, it's very good. I enjoy the Cosmic Rays Terrace.
I think you can get some good sandwiches there for sure.
Yeah.
It is the busiest restaurant.
Oh yeah.
The room that Sunny is in, when they originally built it, they had they had a band that actually played on there, but it was too loud for the registers where they were taking orders, that you're screaming at each other trying to do the transaction, right? So if you go into that room that's glassed in up, and that was to dampen the sound from the band.
That's one of the things I love about Disney, is that they're always trying to like figure things out and do better than they did yesterday. And you know, that it goes back to his quote about it's fun to do the hard things, or it's fun to do the impossible things sometimes, isn't it? I think that's what he said.
Yes. I love
so
that.
Like that's one of those things that you mean the Imagineering story on Disney Plus, when Disney Plus first launched? That was so inspirational. And so yeah, I love that about Disney, is that he's always trying to like do hard things and find solutions and try to do better than he did yesterday.
I just got the book for the Imagineering story. I got to read that.
Oh yeah.
It's a big book. It's a good book, you know.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of reading to do, but
I mean, you've seen the documentary, right?
Oh,
documentary.
Yeah. And actually, I would like to go back and watch it again.
That would be a good like video club thing. I don't know. I just threw those words together. There's no big plans. Please don't think we're planning anything, but because we haven't. But like it would be cool to, you know, have a conversation about something like that with our listeners and sort of do like a book club thing or something. I don't know.
That would be fun.
Okay, speaking of Imagineering and fun things, what are that was a really bad segue.
Nice segue, Stewart.
It wasn't, but thank you for saying so. What are the nearest quick serves and table service restaurants to Spaceship Earth?
Well, I'd like to say it's the Electric Umbrella, but it's not. I would say the first sit-down restaurant closest to Spaceship Earth would have to be the Coral Reef. Terrible at geography. There's nothing like right there.
There's nothing right there.
You have Sunshine Seasons as a quick serve in the Land Pavilion. The Electric Umbrella, obviously, I think I already said that. That's no longer there, though. But Connections Cafe is near there. So how many are you looking for an answer? I should
one
say.
Quick service and one signature table service restaurant. So this is something you'd have to get your ADR for.
Okay, well, I have to back up on this word signature because for dining plan, a signature table service requires 2 credits, whereas a regular table service would be 1. Is that what we're talking about when you say signature?
This restaurant is classified as signature.
Okay. The closest signature to Spaceship Earth would have to be Le Cellier. Pretty certain. And the closest quick serve would have to be Connections.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. The source I pulled this from identified it as Sunshine Seasons as the quick serve. So you had that right. And Space 220 as the signature.
Oh, I didn't realize that was listed as a signature.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I can go with that. Sunshine Seasons.
Sunshine Seasons in the Land. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good one. That's also I love it when we do food shows, but I also sort of go, all of the food is good at Disney. So like I have a really hard time narrowing down my food choices for Disney and being like, I like this one better than that one because they're all yummy. I like them all.
That's true. It's hard to rank things, but
I do like to eat, and I do like to eat a lot. So, I can eat anywhere. Even if it's a burger with Sunny Eclipse singing to me about the moons of New York.
Nork. He's from
Nork. That's right. That's right. Nork.
Okay. Speaking of things that have nothing to do with what we were talking about, Captain EO. Oh, speaking of that's where we go. Captain EO was an attraction at several parks, including Epcot, featuring which museum as the titular hero?
Which museum?
Musician.
Oh, musician. Yes.
Music.
Okay. I loved Captain. It was one of my, if we went to Disneyland, I went to Captain EO. I must have seen Captain EO 25, 30 times, right? Pink 3D glasses, the trench run from Star Wars, the blue little flying guy who came out and get it in your face and scoot it back in. Michael Jackson's singing. Yes, Michael Jackson is the titular character in Captain EO. I love Captain EO. I would buy Captain EO. Listen, Disney, I would buy Captain EO on Blu-ray. I don't even have a Blu-ray player, and I'd buy Captain EO on Blu-ray just to see it again, right? I think Captain EO is one of those marquee Disney things that Disney is silly for not maintaining a relationship with. Um, I don't want to be like, bring it back, but bring it back and do something with it. I don't know that we need a Tron light cycle, but we need Captain EO. That's what I'm saying.
Right? Yes. And so I didn't ever get to see Captain EO because my
I'm so
first
sorry.
to the world was in 1999, and there was no Captain EO at that
And it was
point.
gone, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I do remember having it there and wanting to go because as a kid, I grew up watching the free Disney Channel bonus weekends.
Uh-huh.
And you would see these ads and you would see that there was a Captain EO, and I loved listening to Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you can get Captain EO, all 17 minutes of it, on YouTube.
I know. I've watched it more than once.
I'm going to have to go watch it because I never watch it. And
it's the messaging in Captain EO is awesome. It's so Disney, it's amazing, right? Not to spoil anything, but Captain EO and his crew crash land on a planet, and they find a trash queen, right? Played by Angelica Houston, right? This is the movie that this is talking about. We have Captain EO, played by Michael Jackson, against Angelica Houston, right? This is a big deal.
Lucas.
Directed by George Lucas, and reusing the trench run from Star Wars. So if you're a Star Wars nerd like me, you will have watched Captain EO and go, oh, I should be firing a photon torpedo and into a hole that's not the same size as a Womp Rat, right?
I would agree. Yes.
Yes, it is so nostalgia for me. Like you just swung the nostalgia bat right into this podcast and hit me over the head with it. Oh, I love Captain EO. I love Captain EO. Yeah, yes, I do exactly
that. Well done. You are 1 and 2.
Thank you. I apologize. I'm going to give you an answer. I'm just going to give it to you. I don't know why. Okay. You might have noticed a theme in my questions, but here we go. How many triangle panels are on Spaceship Earth? And you don't have to know the answer, so this is your gimme.
No, I don't recall. It's 200 and something. I don't know. No, that's wrong.
It's 11,342.
11,342. I do know that when they went to actually build it, that architect forgot how it went together, and he couldn't, and they had to refigure it out to get it put together.
That's awesome. There's also guttering systems so that when it rains, it sucks the water inside.
Doesn't it go into the feet so that it goes down to the ground without being seen? Yeah.
And those are actually buried 100 feet into the ground. So that thing ain't going nowhere.
Oh yeah, I'm sure because all of Disney World is swampland, right? So
right.
Yeah. No,
one of the things go ahead.
One of the things that I always find funny is when they're testing areas that they can go, and they, you shoot down this pylon and you never see it again, and you go, guess we're not building there.
Yeah. I one of the core nostalgia, Disneyland, Disney TV. What was the name of that Disney Channel thing? Free weekend things that I have the nostalgia about for is Mickey standing on top of Spaceship Earth with the helicopter shot and they're flying away. Mickey's waving.
Oh yes,
that to me sticks in my head. Rent free, as the kids say.
Rent free. The bus driver on one of our buses to Epcot was trying to tell us that there is a Mickey statue at the top of yes, as you shake your head, yeah, there is not one there. I agree. But as you drive up and have somebody telling you that there is one there, you do actually see a mirage of something. And you kind of believe that, okay, they must have something there that's Mickey Mouse. But no, they have had a Mickey Mouse stand up there, and
yeah.
And
I've always so production things have always like intrigued me. How did they do that and stuff like that? And the only thing I could think of is they bolted that guy they put a post in the thing and then strapped him to it so that the wind's not going to blow him off. Because it's the only way I could think that they'd make that happen. In my research for these, I did find that they put a 2000 on it at some point and a magic wand. And I'm like, no,
I was there for that.
You were there for that, okay?
Yes, because of the Millennium, they put that up there, and then, somebody please comment or message in. They put something else in place of the 2000 for a while, so they could leave the wand up there. I can't remember what it was, but I remember that being there in 2002 when I went, having replaced the 2000, I believe. But they was
it a Fantasia hat?
No, the hat was at
Hollywood Studios, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, MGM Studios.
Yes. I always said I was going to always call it MGM, and then I started doing this show and felt that I should call it the correct name.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's appropriate.
I think it's my turn, right?
Yes, it's your turn.
All right. David Greybeard is the only animal on the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom based on a real specific animal. What animal is David Greybeard?
That's a hard question, Brian. I don't know the answer.
So,
go ahead.
Questions, and I was able to just go boom, boom, boom with the answer. I thought, okay, I need to throw one in that's like the ringer question, right? Like here's the one that gets you. And that was this one, because I didn't realize. I mean, after I hear the answer and I looked up what the answer was, I was like, oh yeah, duh. Like that makes sense now. So okay. David
Greybeard is an animal, right? That's what you're telling me?
Yes. What animal is he?
What animal is he? Okay. I've only been to Animal Kingdom once or twice, so it's hard for me to remember that exactly.
Have you done Tough to Be a Bug? The show in the tree?
No.
Where pollinators, that one.
I've listened to that many times.
So David Greybeard's face is near the entrance to the ride as you get under the tree. Not ride, but show.
So you're saying he's a bug?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm thinking a goat or some sort of bear thing.
No.
What is it?
He is a chimpanzee. Why is this significant? Because when they built Animal Kingdom, who was the chimpanzee doctor? Her name is escaping me right now. Oh. She lived
famous.
Yes. Anyway, I know, like it's right there.
My brain is not going tonight. So yeah,
screaming at us right now.
Mm-hmm.
You idiots! Tell me, who is it? Anyway, she was very involved in the building of Animal Kingdom. So this sculpture was actually done in 18 months off-site and moved to the tree and put in place. And it is down at the foot of the tree. And I'm getting her name, Jane Goodall. I apologize, Jane, that I had forgotten your name.
Here's the thing that I know about that, because I have extensive movie knowledge. Sigourney Weaver played her in the movie. That's what I know. That's what I could have told.
All right. It's a very, very large face. Like I said, it's basically, you weave your way around the trail, going to the Tree of Life to get underneath and into the show, and right before you go inside, what's quote unquote inside, there is the David Greybeard sculpture. That's face. It's probably
Animal Kingdom suffers from not having signature rides, and I don't think that it suffers, but part of my challenge is to get my family to go to Animal Kingdom, because like, what are the rides there? Personally, I like walk around things like Tree of Life or Pandora, or walking through the
Maharaja Jungle Trek or the Grill Falls Trail.
Yeah, I like those. Everest is a great ride, and I love riding it.
Yes.
But that's about one. And then I guess the Kalahari River Rapids is a pretty good one too. But when you have little kids, it's hard to get on that one.
Fun fact: Mia has never been on the River Rapids because it's always been down for refurbishment when we're there.
That's the other challenge. You get in line for it, and then it closes.
Well, and this is just routine maintenance that they, because they close it down in the winter months, and so we've typically had her there in March, February, and we didn't go to Animal Kingdom when we had her there in October this past trip. So,
alrighty.
So there you go.
Segueing poorly onto my question. What corporation is the current sponsor of Spaceship Earth?
Why are you so Epcot heavy?
And really Spaceship Earth heavy, because I just checked it.
Is it Siemens?
No.
Is it? Oh gosh, I cannot recall this one. I don't pay too close of attention to.
Is it a trick question? Yes, because no one is.
Oh, okay.
So Bell
Technologies.
Bell Technologies, I think started it, and then Siemens took it over for a while, and they built the lounge, and then AT&T had it for a little bit, and now nobody has it, and it's just Disney.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right.
I was waiting for you to say that about Morocco. But all right, I am going to take us away from Epcot and Animal Kingdom.
Okay, good.
And we're going to go back to Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
The Sherman Brothers, you may have heard of them.
They're great.
They are. They wrote the music to Mary Poppins.
They did.
Among other things.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jungle Book, and the music to what World's Fair attraction now in Fantasyland?
Okay. I'm sorry for my questions. I think I should give you all of the questions answers, because you have just thrown me softballs all night, and I appreciate that. Yes, the 1964 World's Fair showcase piece done by Walt Disney is a little ride called A Small World.
Actually, it's called It's a Small World.
I'm so sorry. Yes, no, that was of course written by the Sherman Brothers.
Yes.
And he even wrote before he passed, a 5th verse to it and delivered it to Bob Iger, which we were able to see on that Disney Gold Theater, D23 Gold Theater thing, which I love. It's a Small World, and it's a small world after all. And then, of course, Mary Blair's fantastic mid-century design for the outside of it is inspiring in everything.
Yeah.
I will say this. I prefer the Disneyland version of it because that's the one Walt did.
I actually find the Disney World one a little underwhelming because I've seen the Disneyland one and how awesome that looks walking up to it. And
yeah, Disney. Go ahead.
The queue, the way you get into the boat outside and go into the building, I find it very charming. And I just find like the Disney World version is just, let's get you on this ride. Come on. Like you get into those switchbacks just under the awning across from Peter Pan. And, it's one person wide and you just kind of single file walking through that area. And it's just not charming at all.
So Walt really was interested in having a show presentation. You walk into Main Street and it's like walking it's like going into a movie theater, right? He wants you to have a presentation screen,
right.
and you're walking into, like I said, under the railroad, and you turn the corner, and then you have the castle laid out for you, and then in every park there is a signature thing. In Magic Kingdom, it's the castle.
Weenie.
And the
Disney, called it a weenie.
I was trying not to use that word because it's appropriate, but it just feels weird. Yes, it's the weenie, right?
School, it's okay.
What?
We're not in middle school. It's okay.
True. True. So, It's a Small World in Disneyland feels like that. Feels like that, that show building is a presentation. It's the weenie of that sort of area. You can see it coming around the corner and you know where you're heading to. And in some cases you head right past it, you're going Toontown, but you know what you're looking at. And I love that show building. And I think that the clock is amazing and charming, and I love Mary Blair's aesthetic. I love the fact that she, hand stitched they hand stitched all the costumes for all the marionettes, and I find that building just charming. And I love they used it in Tomorrowland, which was a vastly underrated movie.
Agreed. Tried to watch it not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I fell asleep. I felt bad about that, but it was late at night, so
it's true. One of the pins I have on my pin collection is the Tomorrowland pin because I think that's great, and I want more Tomorrowland shows. But thank you for giving me the softball. Now, you ready for another hard question?
Yes, I don't mind.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Going into this show, I didn't want to be repeating a lot of the questions that we had done in the past, and I didn't want to have them be super easy.
Well,
I found an old Reddit post, and she had said that she writes trivia questions for a bar, and so she had 40 Disney questions from the multiple weeks that she's had to do it, and she listed them all out, and she said, "Let me know what you think." And after reading them, I thought, what I think is that I need to find your bar and do your trivia because I
would just run it. Run the table, right?
And the Dave Beard question actually came from that list. So she did have a couple in there that were difficult, but for the most part, I knew them all. So anyway,
Okay.
please continue.
Here's my last question. It's a two-parter. How many narrators have narrated Spaceship Earth? And bonus, can you list them?
Well, the current one is Dame Judi Dench.
Yes.
We had, I want to say it's 4. Cronkite was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Captain Dan from Forrest Gump, wasn't it?
Gary Sinise. No, he was Mission Space.
Dang it.
But you're close in that you're saying it's a movie actor. And the movie actor may have been in a seminal Disney animated feature depicting a lion.
Oh, James Earl Jones is what you're saying. No, that didn't sound right when I said it. I don't know then. I can tell you Cronkite for sure and Judi Dench.
Yes. So, okay, would you like me to tell you now?
I'm done. Am I right?
You're correct on 4.
One thing.
Well, I didn't give you softball answers. Like, it's a small world. I'm sorry.
Wow.
So Walter Cronkite was number 2. James Judi Dench is the current one. Jeremy Irons.
That's who I was thinking. Jeremy Irons. Yes.
Yep. Yep. Sometimes your brain just doesn't, and you're whatever. The first one I found conflicting results on, so I would have given it to you regardless. The person is Vic Perrin, and he was in a bunch of stuff, including Star Trek. So there's my Star Trek reference for this podcast.
For some reason, I felt like it was 4. I don't know why. But I never would have got Vic Perrin. I knew that there was a Jeremy Irons type in there. I knew Cronkite and Dench. Never would have gotten the 4th one.
No, because he wasn't in for very long. Walter Cronkite, I think they got him in there just to sort of get the ride done, and then Walter Cronkite came in and did the polish on it. Because Walter Cronkite is, who doesn't like Walter Cronkite narrating new things?
Right.
Come on now. And then, so bonus. Who do you prefer? Who's your favorite?
I think the popular answer is Jeremy Irons.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that I don't recall riding it with anyone but Judi Dench. So I don't know that I can answer that.
I have... Sorcerer Radio has the Jeremy Irons one every now and again play, and I've listened to that, and I really enjoy his narration. But let's be honest, Jeremy Irons could read you the phone book, and you'd be okay with it, right? Because he's an actor, and he's very good at his job.
Yes.
So Jeremy Irons, I think, is a very good at his job, like I said, and he can read that and emote that monologue incredibly well. I've never heard the Walter Cronkite version or the other one, so I can't really answer that one either. But I think I've only ever ridden it with Dame. I apologize, Judi Dench, Queen of England herself. So she played the Queen Elizabeth in Shakespeare. And so I think I would have to answer Jim Judi Dench as well. But the Jeremy Irons one is very good, and I very much appreciate it.
I will have to go and search that out. But hey, I wasn't counting. After a while, I just quit counting. So I don't know. You win. We'll just say you win. How's that sound?
Don't you have one more question? I thought you had one more.
No, I went first.
Oh,
so
okay.
You go last, and that's it.
Okay. Well, then there we go. I could do this again. This was fun. I really enjoyed this because it's not just about like getting the right questions. It's about having stories to tell too.
Yeah.
And you would never have known that I've seen Caponio a lot. Maybe too much.
I'm gonna go watch it. All right, so yeah, definitely. Like I think it'd be great if people would send us some trivia questions.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Send us. And I might have asked Daniel about these trivia questions before, and he's got a very long list. And so, yes, send us your trivia questions.
I think it's great.
And we'll try to. If you send us your trivia questions, we'll answer them without trying to know the answer. Right? We'll try to not.
Yeah, we'll make it work. Anyway, yes, it would be great to get those questions. So, thank you everybody for watching, listening. Remember, episodes every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. As a bonus, leave us a comment and we'll read it on the show. Or better yet, find the link to the text in the show in our show notes, and we'll read that on the show. As we like to say, some live close,
but others don't.
So let's talk about it. We'll see you next time on Miles from Main Street.